As I have talked about in the other videos, I've been feeling really lonely for like the past few months, or I guess I've been feeling lonely like to some extent since I was like a child. But recently it's been getting really, really hard for me. And I decided today that okay, so I've been looking for a job because being surrounded by people and working somewhere, maybe that will help alienate my loneliness. But I haven't had a job before in my life ever, and I'm just a high school dropout, so not the most attractive person in the eyes of like the employers. I understand that, so I haven't landed even a job interview yet. I've never um, had a company respond to me, but today I decided, okay, so I need to go somewhere because if I were to be around people and not talk to anyone, that is much much better than just being in my room and not talk to anyone. Like the latter is much more lonelier than the former. And and in addition to that, I kind of wanted to like read a book because I haven't been really reading anything for the past like year or so. Obviously, I was like reading stuff on the internet, and I did like have borrowed some books in like the digital version of books, right? My library provides that service, so I've been doing that, but I haven't been really like reading any physical paper books. So I thought it would be a good idea for me to go to a library, and it was a good idea because there was something that I feel like has come out of it. So I left around like 10 a.m. or maybe a little bit before that, 9:30 or something like that. And I went to the library by foot, which I feel like this wasn't a very good idea for me because I live in the greater Toronto area, and right now it's like really snowing so hard. And when I was walking, it was like snowing so hard. My glasses were like kind of foggy, and it was really hard to walk. Like the snow was really the road was covered with snow, and my shoes were wet when I got to the library. So maybe not the best idea. I probably should have gone by bus, maybe. But still, like I feel like I haven't walked that much um, alone for a long time. When I say alone because I've been walking with my dog. Like I walk my dog every day, so I'm kind of used to walking around the snow because my dog goes around everywhere, so there's that. But that was a little bit tiring. But I got to the library. It's like 30 minutes walk from my house, and I was like looking for books related to Congo because, as you may know, the Democratic Republic of Congo is in a very dire situation right now because of Rwandan-backed M23's invasion against the in the eastern region, and cities like Goma and Bukavu have been taken by these M23 rebels, and a lot of civilians have died because of it. So I've been like thinking about this a lot, and I've been doing some of a research, or like I've been reading and watching some stuff related to DRC. I've spent like a lot of time going through those contents on the internet. But I wanted to like focus and read about it, so I decided, okay, I'm gonna look for a book related to Congo, and I looked through like history sections and social issues section, and like finding books, like I feel like that process in itself is kind of valuable in a way, right? Because if you were just gonna like search Congo and then you find a book related to Congo or something like that, is you know I I, I understand that it's very useful to do things like that. Like it's much easier to find books related to Congo by doing that. But like I feel like the process of looking for books and then finding a book that you actually want to read, like that kind of has a special feeling that you can't get just by like searching for books. So yeah, I did find one book related to Congo. It's well titled Congo. It's written by author by the name of David Van Raybrock. I've only read like a few pages, so I don't know much about this person, but he's done hundreds of interviews with Congolese people, and what he's already said in where I've read, like the few pages I've only read, but he's already said that he doesn't want this book to be like framed from Eurocentric way. He said he emphasized that he wants it to be a book that encompasses and includes a variety of Congolese voices. So so far looking, it seems this seems really good. This book seems like a really good book. I hope that I can learn more from it because we have to learn the history and how like colonialism has impacted people of Africa, including Congo. So yeah, I think it's very important to do that. But so I went to the library and then I borrowed the book and then I actually went to the restroom and yeah, but after that I read this book like I was only able to read a few pages, but I read this in the library, right? Because I felt like, well, first of all, I wanted to be around people more because and that was like one of the main purposes of going to the library, right? As I said, I wanted to borrow a book, but in addition to that, I wanted to kind of interact with people if possible. And I didn't really talk with anyone. I was obviously reading, and no one really talked to me about it. And I was wearing this short too. Well, not short, but this what do you call it? A clothing too. So I was hoping if there was someone that like had same values as me that were like concerned and opposed to colonialism and I wanted and if there was like someone that what had similar values as me, if they happen to be around a library when I was there, maybe that would be good too, and we can chat sometime. I was kind of hoping for that. I knew that it's not very likely that's gonna happen, and it didn't happen. But I but still, I really felt less lonely after going to the library. So I'm really glad that I did because when I was like alone, even like a few days ago or a few weeks ago, I kind of like felt like I wanted a girlfriend or something. But I feel like right now, I feel like that's not necessarily the case, right? Like obviously it would be nice, I think, if I had one. But at the same time, I'm like very not selfish. I don't want to say selfish, but when I don't want to like interact with other people, I just can't like and even if I try to talk to them, it would just, be insufferable and I just can't talk with them in a interesting or fun way. So like I'm autistic and I like doing things alone a lot of the time. Um, so maybe that wasn't what I was looking for. Maybe I just wanted to be around people in a way, right? Because just going there and being around other people that I don't know and just reading about these things like that it may seem like a small thing for like ordinary people just living their normal typical lives in like I don't know anywhere in the like Western world or even like China or whatever wherever you have like you can live a normal life. But for me, it was like really big that I went to the library and I felt less alone because of that experience. And the another thing is I hadn't gone to library or just like anywhere with a lot of people in general, right? Like the last time I go to like protests, pro-Palestine protests, and yeah, I go to protests here and there, but I hadn't even gone to that for like the past 2 months. Last time I went was I believe in December last year. So, I just realized that I hadn't been to anywhere that with like certain amount of people, that random people, and that kind of I realized that is one of the big factors that um drove me to like this heavy loneliness that I had been feeling. So yeah, I guess what I want to say is if you are really alone and you really feel lonely, I'm sure there are a lot of people that feel this way. But even like small things like just going around other people would might be like really big in terms of alienating your loneliness, and it might really make you feel better. At least it did for me today. So, just wanted to put this out there. Yeah, and free Congo, free Palestine. Thanks for watching.